welcome to Asia Magazine on ATN. I'm your host, Amin Dhillon, and I'm sure you all know here at ATN we love to promote and support our local Canadian talent. So today on the show, we've got one of our rising Canadian bands, Soul Beats. Now, they've performed all over Toronto and beyond, and to tell us a little bit about their music and their story, I've got two of their band members here today. I've got Karim and TJ Vellani here from Soul Beats. Hello, you two. How are you?
Hello.
Great to have you on the show. And hopefully we're going to hear some singing a little bit later. I love when we have artists here. It's always great. Soul Beats, now you were telling me you've been together for like 30-something years, right?
Yeah,
a long time. So tell us, how did you put together Soul Beats?
Well, I've been doing music for over 35 years, and the band was always under my name, Karim Vellani and Band. But then Tejinder, or TJ as she is known in the music circles, she came into my life, and she's one of the most versatile female singers we have here in Toronto. So we decided that we need some kind of an identity, so then we would all be recognized by a special name. So we also have another male singer who's also very versatile. He's not here today, but is very, very good singer. His name is Philip Patrick.
Okay.
So the three of us form the core band Soul Beats. Our band's name is Soul Beats where music speaks.
Oh, very nice.
So the reason for bringing, because all three of us are very different in our music.
How so?
I'm I was a rhythmist, and then I became a keyboard player and a producer, so I write a lot of music and compose. TJ is very versatile. She sings all kinds of different varieties of music, and Philip also used to sing English music.
Okay.
So the combination, we thought that if we all put our energies together, that's how it will transpire into something called Soul Beats.
So I want to go back, actually, because you two are married.
Yes.
So that's always interesting to see a couple that not only, like, you're with each other in your personal lives, and now professionally as well, you're spending time together. Take us back. So were you both, like, in separate music careers before you got married, or was it after you got married you realized, hey, we sing together at Christmas time or at special holidays, and we should do this professionally? Like, give us a little bit more details on that.
Yeah, so basically TJ used to sing with different bands, and I used to have my own band. But
before you two got
before we
married.
met,
Okay.
yes, before we got married. So we came to know each other after we started performing together. We heard about her singing, and then she started performing with my band, and then afterwards, that's how we got together, and we liked our music, and that's how we got into music. But just to give you a bit of a background, that I have 22 albums of myself. I've released 22 albums, different instrumentals, religious, bhajans, geets, albums recorded in India, instrumentals, TJ's albums, so Soul Beats live albums. So we have a lot of material out there. And so we have been at it for a lot of years, but the Soul Beats, as you asked, came around over the last 5 to 7 years just to give us an identity.
Right, cool. So where did this interest in music start? Like, were you both as children? Would we always find you, singing or playing the keyboard?
See, for me, I started music when I was really young.
Like how young?
And we used to do it in the family. My mom used to play harmonium, and my sister, myself, and my mom, we used to sing in Gurdwara, like Shabad, Kirtan, and all those things back home in India. But then, when I entered high school, my music teacher, she was the one who recognized that I had some talent, and she made me go through programs and school activities and competitions, and that's when I started winning all the awards and appreciations, and I had no idea that I could do those things, because my father, he was an educator, and he always wanted all his kids to be either doctors, engineers, or teachers. So I never paid any attention to taking music this way, the way it is now. So my father, he recognized that, I was inclining towards music, so he made sure that I kept my focus for my studies. So because of him, I was able to finish my bachelor's in science and master's in science, and did some research work in India, and then moved to Canada. And after I moved to Canada, got involved in music, with the groups in Toronto. Somewhere early 90s, I would say. And since then, we've been doing music together.
It's always funny because I hear this all the time that a lot of times people recognize the talent at a young age, but because of circumstances they don't. But at the end, they always end up in their first love, right?
Yes,
Music.
that's where I am.
You can't take it out of you. I love that. So you've been together for so many years, performing both individually and as together. What was the music scene like when you first started out?
Well, basically, you know, compared to now where you have the social media, you got YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and you know, a file can
It's all online now, yeah?
Yeah, a file can be downloaded in like less than a minute, and your whole album can be fully downloaded.
Yeah.
And so there is no market basically for a CD to be released now.
No, everything's
so
online.
during that time when we were doing music, it used to take us a year or a year and a half just to produce an album if we did it in studio. And we used to have like 4 or 5 rehearsals, and everything used to take a lot of time. And to market ourselves, there was really only the TV and radio was the medium. And it was very, very difficult to get on TV and radio at that time. So basically, compared to now, it used to be very difficult. But I feel the older songs used to have much more soul into it, because even back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, even in 80s, Madan Mohan, S.T. Burman, R.D. Burman, like I can mention all the, they used to have rehearsals with Lata Mangeshkar for 2 weeks before Lataji would go in the studio. Now in India, what happens is, when a singer comes into a studio, they don't even know the melody. Somebody has just written the lyrics probably 10 minutes ago, and they're just making up the song there and it's done.
See, I definitely, that's why it's fascinating to me, this whole music industry, because I feel like such a change has happened. We got to take a little break, but we want to definitely hear about that. So folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Married couple from Soul Beats, Tajinder and Karim Vellani. Well, 30 years in the business, 30 plus years, right, performing all over. Just before the commercial break, we were talking about how the music scene here, especially in Toronto, has changed. So you were saying, you know, it's an online world now, right? We all know that. YouTube, Twitter, everyone is just uploading. I could probably upload an album right now if I wanted to, right? It really has changed. It's make it more accessible, but take us back to the good old days. When you started out, you know, people always tell me that back in the day, it was like, it was soul music, right? Especially even if you look at the type of music now. Now it's so much dance and like fusion, but back then it was very classic, you know. So talk to us a little bit about that. When you first started out, what kind of gigs were you getting? What kind of requests were people making? Well, initially when I, like TJ can say about herself, but when I started, we used to get a lot of requests about classic songs from the 60s, 70s, you know. And basically what used to happen is that there used to be small crowds before. We didn't used to get a lot of, I've performed... were these public events or were these like private events? Even private events, they were small in a recreation hall somewhere. There used to be 50 or 100 people. You know, somebody has a small anniversary, so they called a bunch of musicians in and perform. So it started out there and slowly then it started increasing. I remember I just threw out, I had 4,000 cassettes that I had bought at that time. This is how far back we're going to.
That's how far. I had 4,000 cassettes because I had to buy them to be able to do the music for the crowd. So I had to get rid of it because the cassettes are out now. But just to go back again, it was totally, totally different. Yeah. So TJ, maybe you can...
I remember the way I started performing with his band was Bhuli Bisri Yadein. So we did 2 or 3 Bhuli Bisri Yadein shows, and we have the music out for those from those shows too. So and they were that was the time that, you know, I started with the band with Karim and his band, and that was the time for me that I started improving on my singing too, because it's his guidance, that constant guidance to make
What's a learning process, right? Because I feel like the more you perform, the more feedback you get. And so how has it changed actually? So in the 30-something years, like I was mentioning, you know, now I go out to performances and I find there's a lot more dancing involved, right? It's not just singing anymore. There's a lot more fusion, auto-tune. So talk to us a little bit about that. How do you keep up with the technology?
Yeah, so see, what these days, basically, most of the market is karaoke. People go out there, they want to just sing on karaoke. If there are live bands out there, they'll hardly get to perform 2 or 3 real good classic numbers. Then everybody would like to dance. And then it is just going to go into that Bhangra and that Bollywood dance beat. As Soul Beats are concerned, we only do quality concerts. We just did a concert in Vancouver for 1,000 people. and they were all seated, and we did all the classic
Till
numbers
2:30 in the morning.
yeah, from 1960s till the latest Ashki 2 songs and Dhoom 3 songs, and people just went wild. But everyone was seated and enjoying the music, and this is where our brand name comes in. Now, as you're talking about auto-tune and stuff like that, in studios in India right now, if you ask most of the singers who are there, they won't be able to sing live. I did an album with TJ called Harmony, and she sang 5 different tracks, but she had to sing each and every track again live, so it's totally different now.
So when you come up with your performance, do you come up with your own track list, or do you go off of requests?
We take the requests.
Okay. So like on the spot, or do you, let's say somebody books you for an event, do they go, okay, the Jinder, I want these songs because, you know, it's my anniversary, or if it's India's Independence Day or something, right? Or do you literally just make it more intimate and go, hey, what song do you want to hear? We'll play it.
It's a combination of both. We like to do some of the songs that we really, really like, so that people can, you know, hear those songs and
So
they
what's
can
like the most
appreciate.
requested? I'm just curious, what are the songs that people are like, you know what, please just play this song?
These old numbers are, you know.
Always old numbers, really?
No matter where I go, they always want me to sing Tum Na Jaane, Aayega Aane Wala, all these Lag Ja Gale. Oh, no matter, you know, you sing songs from Ashiki 2 and Dhoom 3.
Yeah.
You know, we
Now
do
you're
these
speaking
songs.
my language, I love it.
We do these songs, but then they really want these classic numbers too.
Yeah,
So
for example, we are going to Calgary in May, and I just received an email from the person who she is having her birthday, and she sent me a list of 55 numbers that she likes. So, but we'll also perform what we like, and we'll also do some songs that she has requested. So a mixed bag, but we are there to instantaneously just give the
So
song.
it's good to know that people still, as much as we're in the era of, you know, these like Doom 3 songs and very fast item songs, people still love the classics, so that's good. Also, you performed with some artists as well. It's not just the band, they perform with artists. We got to take a little commercial break, so don't go anywhere. Folks, don't go anywhere. We've got lots more coming up right after a short commercial break. Welcome back to Asia Magazine on ATN. I'm your host, Amin Dhillon, still chatting with the very talented duo Karim and TJ Vellani from Soul Beats. Now, of course, we were talking about your long, long career performing everywhere. Now, I want to find out, I mean, when you're in this music industry, you actually have a chance to meet many artists. And if you're lucky, you get to perform for them or with them. So maybe talk to us a little bit about some of the artists you've performed with.
Well, when I was very young, I was very lucky to get a chance to perform with music director Ravi from India.
Okay.
And then I also performed with the great playback singer Hemant Kumar, who is like an idol. And then after that, I got a chance to perform with many playback singers like the late Beros Chatterjee, Padmaja Joglekar, Vandana Bajpayee, and many, many more. And I am constantly performing with the best musicians from India who perform with all the artists from India and in all the recordings like Rakesh Chaurasia and Kishore Soda and Chintu Singh and Jitu Thakur and all that. So, like, I perform with a lot of different playback singers.
Sounds like it. What about you, TJ? Anyone that you were like, wow, this is really cool, I get to perform with them or perform for them?
I'm looking for an opportunity to perform.
Maybe share some with her.
Yes, actually,
I am.
we just got a call from Jolly Mukherjee, who is a playback singer in India, and he's coming to US and Canada in August, and he loves TJ's voice.
And he's called too many times that he would like
TJ
to perform.
Fantastic, excellent. So speaking of that, I mean, that's why I'm not surprised that phone calls are coming in. You started out with playing a lot of covers and whatnot. Now you're actually working on your own material, so tell us about that.
Yeah, so just quickly, in 2007, I composed an album where I wrote all the lyrics. I composed the entire songs. I arranged them, then I took my material to India, where I had these acoustic instruments played by all these great musicians that I just mentioned. And then after that, I brought the material back here, and then TJ sang all the songs in that album, and it was released in our community. So now our future plans is I got around 20 to 30 compositions, and that have already been touched up by the musicians from India. And now I'm just, in the next year or so, I'm trying to make sure that finish those compositions, and we want to throw them out at the audience, and hopefully from Bollywood.
Yeah, I mean, that's where it is original music, right? Because it gives you an opportunity to, show your personalities, right? So now, here at ATN, anytime we have musicians, our audience loves this as well. We have to get you to perform a little bit, right? We want to make sure that you're just as good as we are showing with the videos. Some of our viewers, right, we're across Canada, they might not have had the opportunity to see you in person. Yes. So, Jinder, would you like to maybe sing a few lines from maybe one of your upcoming latest songs or old cover? So whatever you want.
Okay. I think I'm going to sing one of the popular songs. Everybody loves that song, I think including you, from Ashiki 2. That's Sun Raha Hai Tu.
Okay, excellent. Take it away.
Manzile ruswa hai, khoya hai rasta, aaye le jaye इतनी सी इल्तिजा, ये मेरी इबादत है, तू मेरी अमानत है, अपने करम की कर डाये, कर दे इधर भी तू निगाहें, सुन रहा है ना तू, रो रही हूँ मैं, सुन रहा है ना तू, क्यों रो रही हूँ मैं.
What about one more song though? What is maybe another maybe a classic song this time?
I'd like to give you a few lines of the song that Karim has composed. That's coming
excellent.
up now.
Let's do it. Take it
and
away.
People don't know that song, but they would definitely.
We like a little special treat for 18
yes,
viewers.
Thank you. Which one do you want to sing? दिल ने चाहा है तुमको ऐसे, जिंदगी तुम हो मेरी जैसे, मेरी जाने जहाँ कोई तुझसा कहाँ, मेरी जाने जहाँ कोई तुझसा कहाँ, बिन तुम्हारे जीऊंगी मैं कैसे, दिल ने चाहा है तुमको ऐसे.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. So,
thank you.
Of course, you're an amazing person. You're amazing live in concert. If our viewers want to maybe check out your music, where can they do that?
Yeah, we are on Facebook and YouTube under Karim Vellani. So you can just check out our Facebook or YouTube. Just type in Karim Vellani and you'll see the whole band's music there. And if there are any special anniversaries or special events coming, we can definitely, again, Soul Beach is all about quality, as you can see. We are all about quality.
Exactly.
So.
We do Punjabi numbers too, like Punjabi, old numbers, new numbers, all kinds of mix, whatever.
Fantastic.
Like.
So, of course, we're going to get our viewers to check you guys out online. Make sure if you're here in the GTA or maybe across Canada when you have an upcoming concert tour, to check you both out. Thank you so much for coming in and singing for us. I love it. Always gives me, I love getting serenaded on the show. And thank you so much for tuning in. You've been watching Asia Magazine on ATN. I'm your host, Amin Dhillon. And as we sign off, we're going to actually play you one of their live performances. Enjoy.
मेरे माहिया सनम जानम कि मैं गरिया नबी दानम जब गुजरी ते जग सोया नी मैं चक्किया नबी दानम नी मैं कमली कमली नी मैं कमली कमली नी मैं कमली कमली मेरे यार दी नी मैं कमली कमली नी मैं कमली कमली नी मैं कमली कमली मेरे यार दी झील कर को कर गया तू दरिया दरिया मेरे यारा
में तू पहनी